All right, y'all, we're back. Y'all already know we're here to review. We're here to react. I just want to know if anybody got a number or anything that we can call to do so we could like have a wellness check done on Claudia. I mean, I know they have the services for human beings, but do we have them for vampires? Because we're going to need them. We're going to need mental health social services. We're going to need them because obviously she can't depend on anybody around her. She can't. All right, we ain't wasting no time. Y'all already know we doing these reviews and reactions. This video will be in a playlist filled with all of the reactions and reviews of the season so far. I've also reviewed most of the episodes of season 1. That playlist will be in the description along with the playlist, like I said, for season 2. So just get into it. We ain't gonna waste no time. This episode is crazy. So right away, we get a peek at what Claudia has to do or has been doing for the theater, right? I mean, it's as on the nose as I was expecting it to be. The play is about this girl who thinks she's a bird, who wants to be a bird, whatever. She hates being confined. She hates being trapped. She hates that she can't fly away. And as she's pretending that she's a bird, she gets abused by her caretakers while she flies away, or when she tries to fly away because she can't, because she is not a bird. I say she flies away. Girl, you know what the fuck I mean. I mean, she tried to fly away, but she tried to fly away. She dies from the fall. That's really it. And so funny enough, the actress Delaney, who, by the way, I'm going to say this every single time because, like, I'm just gonna say every time, she's been doing an excellent job. Like, oh my gosh. And this episode certainly was no different. Claudia was going through a lot this episode, and Delaney, like, the actress had to deliver, and she just went above and beyond. I'm so sorry. Like, I just love when you're good at what you do. I'm gonna say it, girl. Like, I'm just gonna say it. She acted her ass off. But yeah, the actress said that personally she loved to do the performances and stuff and dancing on stage. But of course she knows that Claudia, the character, hates it, right? Like, why wouldn't she? It reminds her of everything. Reminds her about everything that she's insecure and frustrated about. Right? So I think Louis knows that she either really hates doing this already or is going to, right? And that's why we see him, of course, reacting like that. I love when Daniel came in here, right, in the interview and was just like, okay, so how does she like being infantilized? Daniel, even though he is annoying sometimes, Daniel's, like, sarcasm is just so delicious sometimes. Daniel's sarcasm is delicious. So Armand is over here like, well, you know, Claudia, she dealt with it all right. She carried her water uphill. What did he say? Just all these metaphors. Girl, shut the hell up, Armand. She carried her water uphill. She did what she had to do. It was fine. Louis was like, nah, she hated that shit, bro. Louis was like, nah, she didn't like this shit. She didn't like this shit. But the thing was that even though Claudia hated it, it was a hit with their audiences. So that means, of course, the Coven wasn't going to stop putting it on. We getting coin. We getting all these people coming in, right? Even though most of the Coven don't like it. Most of the Coven hate it after a while too, right? So Santiago is here saying, I hate this song like I hate my mortal father. And anytime you got a queer-ish man saying that they hate something like, or, you know, as much as or worse than they hate their father, we're talking about some deep-seated, otherworldly kind of hate. Do you hear what I'm saying? Oh, my Miss Mama's hair is so me, by the way, just letting y'all know. She thinks she me so bad. Anyway. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, I think the Coven is frustrated with Claudia's play for multiple reasons, right? You know, they're already mad about everything with Louis and how he can just do whatever he wants. Claudia, of course, is associated with Louis. Also, Claudia is a walking violation of the Coven laws, yet her plays seem to be the most popular, or at least getting, you know, a lot of response, the most response from the crowd, when that prize would usually go to Santiago in his play, right? Like at the end, right? So I'm sure their annoyance was also because the song in Claudia's play, to me, would start to get really annoying. Maybe after the third time you heard that shit, you'd be like, all right, girl, somebody got some earplugs. No shade to Claudia. You sound beautiful, sound amazing, honey. But I just like hearing that over and over and over again. It's just like, girl. And they were backstage hearing all the time. It was just a lot. So it was a combination of things, I think, right? So Louis gonna say some shit like, by the 500th performance, Claudia was beyond bored. Well, duh. What do you mean? 500 times she went up there doing this shit. Wouldn't you be if you are already dealing with those like kinds of insecurities 500 times? She was bored by the second time she had to do that dumb shit. What are you talking about? I mean, she is half-assed in the songs, trying to get through the performance, and get off the stage. Meanwhile, the audiences are loving it, right? So when Armand then confronts her about it, and it's just like, what the hell's going on stage? Claudia's truthful about it. She says, I'm a fierce vampire trapped in the body of a little girl, and every night that I'm on that stage, I'm reminded of it. She's like, I'm putting on this dress and singing and smiling while the mortals laugh and point. She was going off, right? She was just like, just put me backstage, bro, and I'll be all right. We ain't got to do all this shit. And Armand was like, Armand don't give a damn about none of that shit. Basically, he makes the point that it should be an honor and privilege for her to work there, so suck it up. And then on top of that, he punishes her, and he says she'll no longer remove her costume. She gonna hunt in it, she gonna eat in it, she gonna sleep in it, she gonna go to recess in it. I would say she gonna go to work in it or something, but I mean, girl, she's go to recess in it like she said. Armand was like, you ain't taking this shit off. And I was watching this episode, like, I mean, we already know what happens to Claudia at this time, but I was like, y'all are really pushing this girl to the edge. Push me to the edge. And guess what? Miss Claudia's dead. Y'all pushed her to the edge. That punishment is so wild, Armand, considering she's already suffering. But, I mean, we already know how y'all get down when it comes to abuse dynamics. No shade. No shade. We're going to get on that in a second. But I can see why you thought this was just like a regular ass punishment. But I mean, the entire system and structure of the Coven is crazy to begin with. So we'd have to critique that before we even talk about the punishments. But I was just like, that punishment is so crazy. So the other Coven members seem just as pissed as Claudia, though. But they're pissed that Louis gets to do whatever he wants. Santiago and them were essentially like, you're singling out Claudia for her lackluster performance, but you, Armand, you've been leading this Coven in a lackluster ass way. So what's the tea, honey? Girl, they got on Louis' ass so bad. They hate that he can do whatever he want, girl. They hate that he ain't forced to sign on the dotted line, girl. They hate that shit. And Santiago was like, okay, well, out with it. At this point, Armand, like, what is it? Is it love? Are you companions? Why can't he just do whatever he wants? And girl, this shit was so funny. This was so funny because, girl, to that question, are you companions? Louis responded no, and Armand said yes. So what's the tea? Santiago, messy queen ass, just like, yeah, girl, I got y'all ass. I got y'all ass good. So now they talk about it later on, right? In a room that I wish I could be in because, I mean, look at them. Look at them. Anyway, let me, yeah, they talk about it. And Louis is giving very much, oh, well, we ain't got to put a label on it, bro. Like, we just chilling, we just cooling and shit. Like, he's... Armand don't like that shit at all. Oh, my God, wait. It's so much going on because Dream Lestat comes in and he tries to light his cigarette on the fire that Louis created. And I love this theme of fire. And, of course, like, the theater went up in flames, so it's going to be interesting, right? But Louis created this fire. Lestat tried to light his cigarette on it, but Louis blows it out, tries to blow it out. Lestat being shady in these, like, cutscenes is giving me, like, confessionals on, like, Real Housewives. Like, when he's talking to Armand, and, Lestat is like, oh, God, how do you manage it? I just love it. When Armand is making a fuss, I'm sorry, I'm cackling at every single snarky quip from Lestat. Armand was like, you don't come on hunts, you read during rehearsals, like, what's going on? I'm also keeping your secret. Then Lestat says, what secret? Oh, I'm the secret? Do you notice how hot the room gets when you two talk about the secret? I was like, oops. When I say wellness check, I didn't mean just for Claudia. I mean for everybody in this. Everybody. Just everybody. This twisted ass love triangle, whatever it is. I just. So anyway, they end the convo with Louis saying, okay, do you want me to come around more? Okay, fine, I'll come around more. Louis is just giving major F-boy energy, right? Armand says he got a curfew. And I'm like, boy, I'm not joining no coven. What are you talking about? Even the leader can't be out late? It's whack. Whack. You got a curfew and you the leader of the girl. Whack. All right, so Daniel asks the question, maybe a lot of people were wondering in this episode while they were watching it. He says, are you schizophrenic, Louis? And Armand starts that telepathy up again, and he cranks that shit up. He's like, girl, it sounds like you about to insult my man. That's what Armand said. It sounds like you about to insult my man. Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. That's what Armand said. He's cranking that telepathy up, bitch. It's like when Professor X shines his fucking head, shines his head, shine that bowling ball head, girl. He cranking that telepathy up. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Louis then describes what it feels like when Dream Lestat comes around, and you see that Armand is over here tensing up, even admitting that he didn't realize that Lestat was as present as he clearly was in Louis' mind. What else? So Daniel here, using the files from that organization, Talamasca, whatever, he asks about the fire in the theater and then immediately sets off the Bush Queens, the vampire Bush Queens. Miss Bush Queen here was just like, wait a minute, girl. You say you weren't provided any information about the fire with the archives we gave you, girl. Then he starts his telepathy thing up again. It shakes Daniel up, and it's not by this point we putting together what Armand is saying to Daniel, that he trying to mess with somebody. Plastic bag. I was like, paper bag, plastic bag. I was like, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? But then he switches the subject to Claudia. Daniel does, to try and explain away kind of where he got the information. He tried to, and switches the subject back to Claudia. Claudia is still journaling when she should not be. Apparently, that's like a violation of the third law, right? Because you cannot write down vampire history or whatever. Girl, you can't even fucking journal. I can't have a Twitter? Y'all strict in here. Y'all are strict. I can't have a Twitter. I can't have TikTok, bitch. Them bitch say no, bitch, no social media. You bitch, you can't record nothing. You can't post nothing online, bitch. Girl, no, man. You signed this NDA. You can't say shit, bitch. You can't write shit down. Girl couldn't even journal, bitch. That's why I was like, girl, this churchy shit. Why are you in here, girl? Why are you in here? So she's journaling, right? Santiago catches her, and she reads him some. She goes, Celeste and Estelle hate me. I hear their petty insults in the middle of our scenes. And then Santiago tries to cheer her up by telling her what they all call Celeste behind her back. And he says Estelle is so far up Celeste's ass that she doesn't need a coffin to sleep in anymore. I hollered at that shit. I was like, damn, girl. That's deep down in there. That's giving Mariana Trench, isn't it? Isn't it giving Grand Canyon? Okay. He was just telling her essentially to be careful, breaking all these laws. You think you protect it or whatever, but things might not be what they seem for real. So she tosses the journal down with the rest, but Santiago retrieves it, saying that, you know, he himself bends the rules. He breaks the rules. He is just careful about it. So he's just basically saying, all right, girl, like, I get it. The rules are stupid. I agree. But like, if I was Estelle or one of these other vampires, we would be having a different conversation right now. So just be careful, right? So the next scene, Claudia's out in the street handing out flyers to the show. She pounces on this one guy who was rude as hell, bumping into her. I thought it was hilarious, but I was like, damn, Claudia, you are leaving bodies around. And the Coven ain't gonna like that, right? Because they was on Louis' ass for that, and he wasn't even in the Coven. So I'm just like, girl, you leaving bodies around? Because I know you ain't disposed of that shit. So they find bite marks, the news spread, like the Coven gonna be mad. Anyway, so I love the combo that Claudia and the woman in the, what's her name? Child. The Miss Dress Shop Lady. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We're gonna call her Dress Shop Lady. I'm so sorry. Melania Trump, girls. I don't know, dude, but Dress Shop Lady, girl, like, you can even tell, even though they started out being pretty mean to each other, like, when they first met, they have some kind of connection, right? I love what she said. Your French is still ugly like that dress. And she says, I agree. I just wouldn't say it because it's rude and obvious. That was funny. Okay, so this public dinner, oh my God. This dinner was a mess. Why would you take this messy ass coven, this messy ass family, anywhere with humans in public? Girl, it ain't never giving that. It's giving TV dinners, bitch. Sit y'all ass down. Y'all don't even eat like that. Y'all don't even fucking eat food like that for real, bitch. What y'all out at a restaurant, bitch? Y'all need to be in the fields hunting, girl, at this restaurant. So, girl, they at this restaurant, or wherever the hell they at. And Armand is getting news that his coven is falling apart. People are missing, or they're showing up late, or they're walking through the streets drunk saying, I am a vampire. It's just way too much shit going on in the coven right now, bitch. Then you got Louis annoying ass. Oh, Louis ass so fucking annoying, bitch. I don't know how Claudia stand that shit sometime, bitch, when she pissed at his ass. This queer don't know how to shut the hell up. Louis ass so goddamn gay. Louis is a gay artist, for real. Because they don't know when to shut the hell up. And the reason I'm saying this to y'all is because I am one. And this video is already damn near 20 minutes long, bitch. I don't know how to shut the hell up. This gay Louis ass don't know how to shut the hell up. He had the girl. He's at the table talking about, yeah, man, art is so cool. And yeah, I know, this one artist couple, right? Yeah, they have the coolest shit. And I was just thinking, like, as artists, it's so wild that I get to wake up every day and just really express my creativity. And I can't even imagine who I would be without art and artistry. Like, wow, did you know that I'm a photographer? And boy, Santiago ass is over it. Santiago ass is over that shit, bro. Louis over there like, yeah, bro, and I'm just so insightful, and it's just like, yeah, Picasso, and yeah, bro, like, we just really out here art singing, art and arty art. Oh my God. Santiago is just like, girl. Not only can this motherfucker get to eat with us, sit with us, chill with, Metra, or whatever they call his ass, bitch, the Metra train, bitch, you know what I'm talking about. Just chill with the leader of the Coven. How the fuck you pronounce that word, bitch? Metra? Girl, I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call it MARTA, bitch, because that's what we got in Atlanta. That's the public transportation in Georgia, bitch. MARTA. Metra, bitch. You fucking around with Metra, whatever, girl, I don't know how to pronounce that shit. Like, you literally sitting down here talking our ear off, and you are not living underneath the laws like we have to. You ain't miserable like I have to be, So he starts reading Louis' mind. So he's saying what Louis is preaching about right as Louis is saying it. Like, he's, that's what the telepathy to me is doing. Like, just let him know what he's about to say right as he's saying it. So at this point, Louis obviously notices, and Santiago tries to call them out for lying about where they came from, right? I mean, this white man even went to the extent of mimicking Louis' voice and accent or whatever. I was like, wait, hold on, back up now. You're doing too much. That shit was creepy because Santiago sounded just like, I was like, what's going on? He was like, it don't sound like no Chicago shit. That drawl, that Cajun drawl. I was like, wait, these words, Santiago, you still white now? Like, wait, hold on, yo. He whipped out the black accent so quick, Santiago. Girl, he was like, this shit don't sound like Chicago. It sounds like New Orleans to me. That's what it sound like. That's what it sounds like. So it escalates. And I mean, before I know it, before I can even blink, Louis is across the table. I said, oh my God. Holding Santiago's tongue in front of everybody. I was like, oh my God. Louis, wait. Hold on. Wait, the girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. Bitch, that shit was so cool when Armand shut that shit down with his powers. Bitch, he knocked his coven out, and then he made all the humans around do the mannequin challenge like we saw him do in the previous episode with Lestat back then. So I was just like, damn, Armand be really playing with y'all ass, to be honest. Like, he be letting y'all live. Maybe that's why he's so frustrated. Like, bitch, I have all this power. I could really fuck you hoes up for real. And y'all still ain't listening to me. Like, god damn, maybe Yo, that shit was cool. But yeah, Louis was like, girl, say that shit again. Say that shit again. Yeah, you put some bass in that voice. Say that shit again. He was like, girl, can you say buffoon? Oh my God. I love that. I love that entire scene, bitch. They dropped. Louis kind of went crazy when this guy implied that his photographs ain't shit, girl. He showed him some other person's shit and was like, girl, this has some depth. Yours don't, but I'll keep the picture of Armand. That loud ass fuck you that he said. I was like, damn, Louis, what happened to the nice guy? What happened to the nice guy? I thought that you wanted to be the nice guy. Louis is unraveling. Apparently some of Fred Stein's work got mixed in with Louis, and that really pissed Louis off because then he says it seems like it could seem like that he was trying to pass off this guy's work as his own. Louis says that he has no idea how the other photos got in there. Armand is over there. He's sitting over here looking like a not so smooth criminal. You see what I'm saying to you? So Armand is also playing with Daniel's mind, right? And by now we hear that we hear him say that Daniel apparently told a girl that he would only do her if she had a bag over her head, and she agreed. But then we don't find out here what else happened. We just see a wrapped up body falling on the floor, and I'm just like, hold on, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, Daniel. What you mean bag over your head? Daniel, what kind of stuff you into, bro? While you over here being sarcastic with Louis and stuff and them, what kind of things are you into? Should I be concerned? It seems like I need to be a little concerned now. Okay, so the dress lady goes to the show. It don't seem like she's all that impressed, right? Like, she's like, okay, girl, whatever that was. She was like, girl, if you want my reviews, just give her very much 2 out of 10. Yeah, her face, she ain't look like she was enjoying that shit. She said your French might be terrible, but at least it's better than the plays. Like, they joke about the song being bad. Claudia's trying to make a connection, which made me very nervous because I'm like, this ain't gonna last. Claudia can't have anything nice. All right, so here I thought it was very interesting because I felt that Louis was at like this new breaking point because his interactions with Dream Lestat kind of went from antagonistic and why you bother me and leave me alone kind of shit to Louis trying here to talk to him honestly and, talk about his photography and improving it and get Lestat giving him advice. I was just like, this to me is interesting, right? I don't know. It just further represents to me Louis' unraveling and break with reality. Lestat laughing here when Armand interrupts them is so sick. He's like, oh, there goes Romeo. I was like, Louis, is this what you actually think about Armand, or is it what you think Lestat would think about Armand? Because Lestat has been getting his quips in, and Dream Lestat is literally just you, girl. Like, so, what is the tea? What is the tea? Speaking of tea, girl, Armand gave us a lot with his backstory, which is really sad, actually, right? He said he was rescued, quote unquote, from a brothel at 15. His parents apparently sold him into slavery. He said he served his maker, Marius, whatever his name is, with all his heart. It seems like at some point Armand got sick, and that's what finally compelled his maker to turn him. Maybe it seems like that's what it is. If I'm reading it, I don't know if I'm getting it right, because child, the way that this show be having dialogue, you gotta piece this shit together, girl. They be talking so round the bush, girl. I'll be like, damn, if you don't say what the fuck. It's just because they're homosexual poets, homosexual artists, actors, so of course they're gonna just speak like girl, if you don't just say what you saying, girl. But because Louis had asked Armand who he is, like, who are you, right? And Armand says, who am I, Louis? I am the history am I the history I endured? Am I the job I do not want? And he's like, I don't know. And it's just like, wow. So for a moment, and of course I love how Assad acted out this scene and how close the camera was to his face when he was just like recounting these his painful history. So it was just a very, very moving, especially getting to dig into who Armand is, what he comes from, the type of shit he endured to make him the person that he is, girl. And to have this kind of story, and then you see who he is now, it makes a lot of sense, right? He comes from pain, honey. I mean, that's pain. I mean, he thought he was going to do something. I don't know what he thought he was going to do something, but his parents was just like, girl, actually, we're selling you into slavery. So good luck. So it's just painful. Claudia says here that maybe she seeks the dark things out. She's talking. I think this is one of the first times that Claudia is really being able to speak freely with someone and not be judged about her like dark feelings or whatever. And of course, to some extent, to a big extent, she had that kind of relationship with Louis. But I mean, it's just Louis is in La La Land. Louis is in La La Land, and so she's just trying to make a connection here. Like I said, she said there's something broken in me, and I'm just like, girl, we need therapists for vampires ASAP, because Louis definitely needs one. Lestat should have been had one. I mean, so does Armand. I feel like that's the problem. Y'all live for so long. These vampires live for so long. It's so much trauma in there. Hundreds of years of trauma. Y'all need therapists for real. Like, at first I was just playing, but like, y'all actually do need a vampire therapist who lives as long as y'all to help y'all out. Like, what the hell's going on? So it's because Claudia's over here talking about her ideations with this dress lady, and I'm like, damn, she can't even talk about this stuff with another vampire who could really it's just, I don't know. So here I thought this was interesting, right? Because sis starts bleeding, right? She starts bleeding, and Claudia's teeth came out quick. That hunger came out quick. And so, of course, that's disorienting, especially when you're trying to make a connection and not, go about business as usual, just killing people. Like, Miss Dress Lady's fun, right? So that's disorienting. But then also, I wonder if it was another reminder for Claudia that she will remain as a child for the rest of her existence. You know what I mean? Because this woman's bleeding. So it's like, I don't have to go too much into it, but I wonder if that's also another reminder, like, hey, you're going to be a child forever, right? But of course, this is when Armand comes to drag Claudia back to the theater. She's protesting, of course, but he finally has had enough. Literally slams her into a pillar, choking her out, calls her out, essentially saying, I've known what you did to Lestat this whole time. He says, you'll do more than the bare minimum on and off stage. And then he also tells her, hey, guess what? You also won't be seeing that woman again. Miss Dress Shop Lady is not going to be on your radar anymore, okay? And I was just like, there it is. Of course, Claudia trying to make another connection, and yet another connection has been just stamped out. Horrible. But I do like Claudia's face. I mean, don't like it, but it's interesting, Claudia's face here, because she seems genuinely shocked that not only does Armand know about Lestat, but she seems shocked at the fact that he would physically assault her like that, I think. So it's like, you're getting, your wig is just getting snatched multiple ways at the same time. Like, girl, they're just reaching down up underneath the wig to your actual hair, snatching that. You see what I'm saying? Snatching it from the roots, snatching it from the scalp. Like, you're getting shocked by multiple angles. So Armand also had to get Santiago together to know your role or join your maker in oblivion, he tells him. Right? And I'm just like, Armand, if you have to do all this, if you got to do all this to keep your coming together, then just give that shit up, bro. Just give that shit up. You got to do all this. Nobody is listening to you, girl. Nobody is listening to you. So Louis is setting his shit on fire. Lestat, I saw a quote here from Lestat that says, what is vampire life but poor decisions stacked against better ones? I guess that's human life too, girl. But the main point that I want to get to with this scene is that because Claudia comes in and reads the hell out of Louis here. Do you hear what I'm saying? She says, look, Armand knows about Lestat. How long has he known? And then she gets the answer the whole time. And she's like, okay, but I'm sure you colored in the details for his ass. Like, I'm sure you let him know what the tea was. And then after Louis says, you can trust Armand, Claudia says, what about me and you and me and you? That shit that he was talking about in that damn truck, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? She was like, what about that? What about that? Louis then makes the point that says, hey, you were not happy until you were trying to join the Coven. Like, you were miserable, right? And I didn't want to mess that up. And now I think that's a valid point. But Claudia was like, all right, girl, you know, and I can't dismiss Claudia's points either that she's about to bring up, right? She was like, all right, girl, blah, blah, blah. Like, Armand just threatened me with the shit, you know? And Louis silly ass gonna say, well, that doesn't sound like him. And this is what I think truly sets Claudia off. Like, girl, she's like, girl, I'm in here telling you, Louis, what's going on. Like, he's fucking choking me out. But then she says, oh, I forgot. Love makes you stupid. It makes you fickle and weak and blind. Like, she did not let up. She said, picked another one, picked another verse bottom, picked another grinder, another headless grinder twunk over me. Girl, Louis, she ate you up. I'm so sorry. She ate you up. And he tried to come back at her with some shit like, well, go sit in your choice. You left me. You picked the Coven. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. But Claudia has some valid points. You did too, Louis, when you were talking about the first time you really seen Claudia happy was, you know, when she was trying to join the Coven. But like, she really clocked your tea when she said love makes you stupid. Both Jacob and Delaney did so well. Delaney did so well in the scene. Oh, like I said, she acted her ass off. He tries burning Armand's picture, but of course, in the end, does not. Santiago literally flies up to their apartment. They're being spied on when Louis and Claudia were gone. And I was like, oh my God. Honestly, I'm surprised the Coven didn't try to do this shit earlier. Girl, before Lestat disappeared here, he gonna say, I had them tailor your initials on the inside of this suit pocket so that your name will always cradle my heart. Boy, gone. He disappeared. Girl, Lestat's so dramatic, girl. He disappeared. I wonder, it seems like that means no more Dream Lestat. So we find out that Louis had summoned Armand. Armand is in panic mode because his Coven is falling apart, like I said. Then Louis says, I'm not an artist. I don't know too much about the theater, but I used to be real good at running things. And I'm like, running things? He trying to take this shit up. Then he says, I'm a little wet. And then Armand opens the umbrella for him. I was like, wait, hold on, not this power dynamic. What's going on? What's going on? Then I'm thinking about Lestat disappearing, right? And I'm like, wait, did Lestat disappear, Louis, just so you could take his place, just so you could take his role over? What's going on? Or try to? Louis told Armand, okay, look, just give Santiago the job of Coven leader and watch him fail. And Armand was like, nah, I can't do that. Then Louis was like, okay, well, then just make him feel like he's going to be your heir apparent. He will definitely overplay his hand, which I think would be true. And then he said, when the Coven figures out that they don't have an alternative, they'll beg for you, Armand, to come back. And then you can decide if that's something that you want. And then Armand says, nah, well, I want you more than anything in the world. Then Louis says, you sure about that, Arun? And that's his old name. That's what's his name? That's Armand's old name. I think that was the first name that he was sold by as a child. And so, Louis, you are definitely giving me that you're trying, like, the only reason why Lestat is erased in your mind or disappeared, Dream Lestat disappeared on that bench, is because you trying to take over that role, because that shit was some, like, deep level, I'm reaching at your trauma, abuse, PTSD kind of pull. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make sure. Do you see what I'm saying? This shit is wandering into some very scary territory. You calling somebody by the first name he was sold by. This is some slippery slope ass shit. Do you hear what I'm saying? Right? And then Armand says to Louis, yes, Metra. Or whatever the fuck. Girl, y'all know what I'm talking about. Whatever. However y'all pronounce that shit. And I'm like, oh, so they flipped it. Oh my God. Like they really finna do this shit. And of course, like, this whole show clearly is about abuse, the cycles of abuse, trying to get away from it. Also dealing, like, the cravings for the darkness, right? So it's just like, what do y'all think y'all are doing right now, Armand and Louis? I mean, y'all need to go in timeout so bad. Calling him by his slave. Louis, y'all need therapy. Not this. Not whatever this is. This is slippery slope shit. No, ma'am. Santiago over here finding and going through people's journals and stuff. He tells the others to meet back at the theater, but to stagger their arrivals, they call him leader as well. This motherfucker already overplaying his hand. Leader of the Coven, they call him. Oh my God. Armand and Louis are over here arguing over the fresh time pictures in the album. Louis assumes that it was Armand, which Armand is mad about, but I'm just like, girl, Louis might be right with this assumption, or at least something's going on. Louis was like, well, girl, it wasn't me. And Armand was like, are you sure? Louis was like, girl, what? Armand was like, well, it's probably the staff. They keep arguing, right? And Daniel is going through the files while that is happening. The Talamasca files are showing that at one point Daniel Malloy was hanging out with Armand and Louis in like 1973. It seems like some memories are coming back too, but they're kind of scattered. Seems like Daniel got attacked by somebody on this tape that he's listening to. And Armand and Louis are arguing on the tape. Back then, Louis is just like, things got a little heated. Armand is like, things got a little heated with a boy, like Louis was cheating or something. I don't know. And then the episode just ends. Armand's telepathy at one point before it ends says, to end Daniel's mind, even as she cried, a splinter of coldness in you. Is that what makes you fascinating? I'm just like, what? And then the episode ended so abruptly. I was like, that was such a good choice to end it like that. But I was like, now I'm even more impatient for next week. What the hell are y'all I need to know what happened back then, because Daniel clearly don't. So that means one of y'all fucking with the memories and shit. What's going on? Right? Am I reaching for that? I'm not reaching with that. Girl, this episode was an absolute mess. Just like how I like it. Cannot wait for the next episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace. All right, y'all, make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, the sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Cold Wind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.